Hey everybody, in today's video, I prep and mask the body for paint. I start detail painting the frame and interior parts, possibly put the engine in, and prep parts for steel color. Make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back to the bench, people. Thanks for joining me today. Like I said, I'm going to prep this body for paint, get it all masked up and ready for some sort of sealer or primer. I'm going to start detail painting the frame and things like the dash, the battery, stuff like that. Maybe put a few extra wiring in. I'm going to mask this up and get it ready for paint on the inside. The frame and the radiator. Do some detail painting on the firewall after I paint the inside. This here has to go black as well. I got to mask this up so I can paint the inside of this black. Probably do some detail painting on the engine. But before we get started on all that, if you don't mind, go down there in the bottom, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit the bell button so that you don't miss out on videos. Once the video is all done, you can also check out the links for my Instagram and my Facebook group. Give them a follow and you'll see update pictures before videos come out. So give me a minute. I'm going to clear off this bench and we'll get started. See you in a second. Okay, everybody, I'm back. As you can see, bench is cleaned off and I've got the body sitting here. Now, I've chosen to do the body first so that I can get it cleaned up, get it prepped, and get it primed so that it's got time to dry while I'm working on everything else. So what I'm going to be doing with this thing, and as you can see here, there's like overspray and everything else. Here, let me zoom in. So like I said, as you can see, there's overspray and stuff from, painting the blue. Not a big deal, right? It's very light. So what I'm going to prep it with is, now because I'm using the Createx sealer, and with the sealer, they recommend either a red Scotch pad or no coarser than 320. Okay. Now, I've got 320 here, as you can see. Okay. I've also got a little bit of 400, right? I've got green Scotch pad, which is basically between 320 and 400. And that's what I'm going to prep it with. And I mean, it's going to be easy enough. As you can see, there's a little bit of blue here. It's going to take it off quite easily. Right? And it's going to leave just a bit of a tooth to make sure everything does bite in nicely. Now, you're not trying to go crazy. Now, with this body, most bodies of most vehicles will be fine, but I know I showed you guys way back when I first started this, but let's see if I can show you again. Okay, as you can see here, see these little lines? Those are actually masking lines. There's different colors, you follow the guideline in the book and, of course, some pictures. Some of this is white, some of it's red, some of it's dark blue. There's also the baby blue. Now, I am going to be painting probably most of it. Obviously, the white is going to be the main color, and I'll get that put on there. And then as I go, I got to paint the dark blue, and I may paint all of the red because some of the red that's on the truck is not a decal and some of it is a decal. Now, to try and match the red to the decals could be quite tough. So I'm actually thinking that I may just mask everything and we'll do each color. So I'm going to get this prepped up and we'll go from there because there is going to be a lot of masking. But like I said, for now, we're going to start with just the primer. Now, I'm using the Scotch pad more so because the sandpaper may get rid of these lines, and I really need those lines. Okay, it's going to help a lot. Now, you can't see them as good as I can in the camera, but I mean, there's, some all the way around. There's double loop in here. There's one that goes across here, goes down, goes across here. Then there's a loop here, one here, one here. Then there's one up front here, kind of goes across, curves down and around, goes back up. There's there's another one right here because there's a color here compared to here. There's also one that runs. Yeah, there's one that comes down and cuts across into a point. Then there's one that comes up here, goes up and around here. There's a lot. And I don't want to get rid of those lines. I mean, I've already sanded out a few trying to get rid of the mold lines and stuff, but the majority of the line is still there. So I can work with that. And that's why I'm going to use this more so than the 320. I know that the Createx states that red Scotch pad are 320, and it will hide the fine scratches, but I think I'm going to bring it down to about 400 just to be on the safe side, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start prepping this up, and once I've got this all scuffed down the way I want it, the way I need it, I'll start masking the inside of this stuff, and I'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So after about almost 3 hours of masking, because of the very odd contours and crevices and everything else of this thing, I've got the hood masked, right? Got that all masked off. Now I'll go along and press down stuff because, don't use Amazon tape. I mean, it's good for like masking your house, but other than that, if you're trying to stay on contours and curves, it doesn't like to stay down. So I'm going to have to make sure that I go around before I paint each one and make sure this stuff is very well pressed on all the edges. See, it's lifting everywhere. So I don't have Tamiya tape or anything like that. So this is what I got. This is what I got to use. So that's where that's at. Anyway, so I got that one masked. And again, I'll have to do the same thing on this one, push everything back down. As all the heat and the humidity here isn't liking the tape, for one. And for two, this is just real cheap shit tape. So get yourself some good masking tape. Spend a couple dollars extra and get the stuff that's going to stay down. Best stuff to get is that 3M automotive masking tape. Now, also this stuff here, if you remember, this here was all real textured because it's supposed to look like blown fiberglass, right? So that's not helping either, being that it's not a smooth surface, it's a textured surface. So, but anyways, I've got this all scuffed on the outside, masked on the inside. Same thing with this one. Now, I did mask off the cab as well, but I went a little further because I needed to paint the inside black. And since I was going to paint the inside black before I did the outside, well, I also masked off a few other parts. So, the interior tub, right? Got that. I'm going to quickly unmask that. See, it went through the holes. That's why you mask it all up, so you don't get overspray on anything you don't want, hopefully. So, this one. Yeah. I got blue on the outside, got black on the inside. So, here's the cab. So, did the same thing. Masked off the windows so you didn't get any blow through on this side. And I do have the overspray on the outside, but once this is fully dry, I can just rescuff that. And I'm priming and sealing this anyway, so I'll just make sure there's no texture, and it doesn't matter that there's any overspray. I just didn't want any on the blue. That's the main thing. So I'm going to leave the blue section masked off. Once the black is completely dry, I'll put some tape on the inside, covering the windows, kind of like I did on the outside, right? So that when I spray the outside, it doesn't blow through to the inside and get paint where I don't want it. See, look, there's the windows. So that's that. I'm going to leave the inside, like I said. There's this piece. Now, this piece was a real pain to freaking mask off, but I got it. There, I got that masked. That's all black on the inside now. Firewall, did the same thing. I masked off the blue side. Just sprayed the back side. So there we go. Blue on one side, black on the other. So that's what that's going to be like. And like I said, I'm going to let that dry up some more so I can just make sure this stuff is smooth and clean it all off kind of thing. And I'll get that stuff sprayed. All right. Once that's done up into the white sealer, then I don't know. We'll see. I'll be back and we'll go from there. I don't know if I'll put some masking in this one and start doing color, or I'll just stop this video once the white sealer's done. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, guys. Well, we have a conundrum going on here, and it didn't turn out very nice. Now, you saw that I had it all masked, and the blue was sprayed on. I had it all masked. I had the black sprayed in the cab, and I went and did the white sealer after prepping the body. And I prepped it exactly the way they wanted me to and said to do it. I mixed everything the way it was supposed to be mixed. And when I took the masking tape off the inside, we didn't have much left for paint. So I went ahead and I had to strip it all. So now I'm going to have to do it again. Let me show you where I'm at again. So, as you can see, there's no shininess to this body at all. It has been prepped the way they wanted it prepped. It's dirty because I've been handling it, so I'll have to wash it again, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to have to go around and finish cleaning it all up because there's still little pieces here and there. So to get this proper, I'm going to have to clean all that up. You know, things in the headlights, things like that, the corners, the edges. The problem is with this body is I can't sand it because it's got all these stupid little lines like I've shown you many times. All right, there's the lines. You know, there's some on the fenders. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here on the fender alone. Then it comes up on the side. You know, and I've already sanded some smooth. I'm trying not to. There's one across here. Now, I've shown you that many times. You know, and you can see them there. So I can't sand this properly. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I'll get it. Now, for some reason, when I pulled the masking tape off, it just peeled a whole bunch of it off. Now, I kind of noticed it when I was peeling off or unmasking some of the other parts. I was able to touch them up, but yeah, this here was just a little too much. And like I said, I got to clean out, you know, all of this stuff here, the edges. All right, clean out all the door jambs. But again, you know, there's those lines there, and it's hard to sand. To really prep this, I did as best as I could with the Scotch pads and stuff like that. You know, and yeah, the blue just peeled right off like it was almost nothing. And there was white sealer right under it. So there was white sealer under this. Sprayed the blue, masked it, painted the black, right? And then I cleaned up and finished prepping the outside. And I sprayed white sealer on this. And yeah, it's just flaking right off. So I don't know what happened, what's going on, you know. But I've got the majority of them off. I'm going to finish cleaning this up, and we'll try it again, or we'll try something different, one or the other. Now, the black primer that I sprayed from Canadian Tire here in Canada, I mean, the stuff I used to strip the outside in the blue, it barely touched this black. I mean, I can't. So I'm thinking I might put that down first because the blue seems to have stuck to it pretty good there. So if the blue is going to stick to that black pretty good, and the white, you know, the white is not sticking. That white sealer is not sticking to anything. So I'm going to avoid the white sealer. and we're going to do it slightly different way. Here's the bottom of the other one, you know. But yeah, a toothbrush and some oven cleaner, and yeah, this pretty much all just came right off, and the rest of it is just flaking off. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to probably get some gray primer, the same as that black primer, same brand. I'm going to get some gray, maybe even some white. I don't know. We'll see what I can find here. Pretty sure I can get both colors. And we're going to let that soak into that first. Now, the reason I'm thinking it's something wrong with the white sealer, the blue did pretty good, but again, the white sealer was under that. And I think that's what was letting go, was the white sealer. I have a test body here that I sprayed the silver sealer on and the candy black, right? And did it all the same way. The only difference is this one. This is just a test body. I didn't prep this body, right? Now, some spots are flaking off because, like I said, the body is not prepped, but I'm scratching that and it's not coming off. You know, like you'll get a couple spots that will here and there, but yeah. So that's what's kind of leading. See, a little bit right there, but I mean, I'm fighting that. So I'm thinking there's something wrong with the white sealer. You know, like like I said, I didn't prep this at all. And I mean, it's still biting pretty good. There's not even silver sealer here. I think that's just the black candy here. I could be wrong, but either way, the silver sealer is biting real good. And I didn't prep this. I mean, there's some spots, like I said, but for the majority of not being prepped, this silver sealer is it's there. So I'm going to figure out a few things. I don't know if I can use the silver sealer and put the white over it, or put the blue over it. I don't know. I'm going to do a few tests and stuff and see what's going on. But I've heard from a couple other people that they kind of had some problems with their white sealer. So I'm going to contact Createx and see what they say. The silver sealer, everything else, seems to be just fine. You know, so I don't know if I did something wrong. Maybe the white sealer doesn't like this plastic or something, or any plastic. Maybe there's not enough etching fluid in it. Some paints have that etching fluid in it. So, but anyways, that's where it's at. That's what's going to happen. So if you like what's going on here, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell. You know, you don't want to miss out on any videos. I have Instagram and Facebook group in the description, so give them a follow. You'll get updates and stuff before videos. I also have a PayPal me down there. If you decide that you want to help out the channel at all, I can put your name in the credits at the end, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Kind of a bummer, but hey, that's the way modeling goes. So with all that being said, just do it your way, and until next time, later.